Hey, I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. This is Brief 341, brought to you by the Nokia N810. Even with all the Twitter evangelism going on, there are still people who think it's silly or even worse, a waste of time. Usually the holdouts I talk to say they don't want to know when their friends are having breakfast, and that proves that we as Twitter fanatics still have a messaging issue to work out. The reality is that you probably won't get it until you've used it when something is broken in your life or gotten a valuable tip that saves you time and or money. Mike Arrington from TechCrunch lost internet service late Friday night. He was promised by Comcast it would be up in 30 minutes, but it wasn't. Mike wound up spending his weekend moving around to borrow access from friends. He even spent some time with a chicken and used Twitter to complain about it, which is exactly what I would have done. Shortly after complaining publicly on Twitter, he got a phone call from a Comcast executive offering to help. They sent someone out to fix the problem and got some praise from Mike. Stuff like that happens all the time on Twitter. It's an informal network of people willing and ready to help each other when they can. I'm not going to convince all of you to follow me on Twitter, but the experience of using it is special enough that I really want to try. The Samsung Instinct wishes to be an iPhone killer, and it does have some advantages. It has 3G, but Uncle Walt says the iPhone will too within 60 days. It also has real GPS built in, video on demand, and a button-free touchscreen. What's missing, though, is Apple's stellar iPhone software. My prediction is that it'll be a popular phone if they get the marketing right. It won't generate the same type of word-of-mouth promotion that the iPhone gets. The iPhone is great for one reason above all others, and that's the browser. Will Park from Into Mobile tried out an Instinct and says its browser was clunky and failed to load intomobile.com fully. Not a great way to make a first impression. eBay. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it, but I sure can't live without it. eBay's business was built on self-policing done by users, but it's not always easy to get help when there's a problem. eBay decided they would be more open and have Scopelesque naked conversations with eBay users through a blog that just so happens to be edited by a friend of mine, Richard Brewer-Hay. Richard's first few posts have been flooded with comments from people who are venting and seem to have been longing for somebody ready to listen. When I opened it up for the first time and started reading, I felt the need to pray for Richard to have strength. You can find it at ebayinkblog.com. I pretty much avoid bringing up iPod docks anymore unless there's something extremely unique about one. There are just too many, and I figure if you really care about iPod docks that much, you probably have iLounge in your feed reader. The iCoral by Coppular merits a segment because it's insanely expensive. It cost 1,500 euros. The top is made with artificial coral, and it's decorated with what the website calls a very artistic design. It includes a USB port, S-video, and stereo analog outs. The first time I did a story on Hava saying Hava Nagila Hava Nagila, well, you don't need to hear me again. Hava is a Slingbox competitor that streams programming from your satellite or cable box, including stuff you have stored on your DVR. A couple of factors that distinguish it from Slingbox are worth noting. It supports multiple simultaneous viewers, Windows Media Center, and it has Wi-Fi. Hava was also first to bring a player application to Nokia's internet tablets. It works on both the N800 and the N810. Interesting coincidence, this brief is brought to you by the Nokia N810, and you can save 15% using promo code Geek Brief TV. The offer is going to end soon, so if you've been thinking about it, think fast. Oh, what the heck, how about one more? The Wacom Cintiq 12WX tablet is the most awesome tablet I've seen so far. It connects to a PC and operates as a second monitor that you can hold in your hands and navigate with a stylus. I believe it's the same tablet Mary Beth from Georgia Tech used for her Second Life application. It's expensive though, it sells for around $1,000. I'm Callie Lewis, thanks for watching. And it's decorated with a website called, I missed a word. It's expensive though. It sells for around $1,000.